Good evening, one and all. This is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. Welcome to another edition of the Ontario Radio Club Net. Waiting for 7 o'clock to roll around, and it's a roll of the dice tonight to see who's going to pick up the net. Will it be Bill? Will it be Chuck? Will it be myself? Who knows? We'll stand by for 7 p.m. and take a quick standby. Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey is my call sign. My name is Mac, Mike Alpha Charlie, and I'm living here in Hamilton on the West Mountain. The VE3ZOE repeater is high atop the Mohawk College on West 5th and Fennel, some 300 feet above ground. So it has quite a wide coverage over the southern Ontario region. Periodically, the repeater does echo out its call sign in CW, otherwise known as Morse code. Well, it is 7 p.m. and nobody's thrown their call sign out there yet. So perhaps I will take the lead and run the net here myself. Here we go. Attention all stations, this is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. It is Sunday night, April 6th here in Hamilton, Ontario, and it's time to open up the Lake Ontario Radio Club net. We'll take a quick standby for any time-sensitive mobile or priority traffic stations. Nothing heard. Okay, anybody anywhere. As long as you have a valid call sign, we're looking to hear from you tonight. Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey, standing by.
VA3IMW, mobile. VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf.
Okay, we got Steve and Chris. We'll take them in that order. VA3 and FG mobile. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mac, and everybody listening here, tuned in on this fine Sunday evening. I'm just on my way to pick up Mark, and we're going in for a store meeting this evening for 3 hours. We're getting 3 hours paid to go get paid. So it's not so bad. Anyway, that's all I got for now here, Mac. I'm just backing out of my driveway, and we'll be listening along.
Okay, QSL, a 3-hour meeting in the evening. That's gotta suck. Anyways, I hear you getting the bonus with it. So when the cash comes in hand, I hope they have snacks for you too.
Oh yeah, they're putting on a big spread as they usually do. All kinds of food and cakes. I'm not sure what the main will be, but yeah, till 11 o'clock. And then I get to go back for 7 a.m. tomorrow. So yeah, not so nice.
Oh, you could always feign food poisoning from what they fed you, right? Go in 2 hours early. Yeah, just got off the toilet. You guys fed me some stuff that made me see the inside of something I shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe I will call in tomorrow.
There you go. Yep, the devil made me do it. Okay, thanks a lot, Steve. Have yourself a great evening, and I hope you don't get sick from what you're going to eat tonight. Say hello to Mark for us as well. Now let's bring in Chris, VA3WPG.
Hey everybody, VA3WPG. I guess after that afternoon, last time I pulled the battery out of my bag, popped it on the charger. The Eco-Worthy battery is a 30 Ah battery, and recharging it today, it charged up 6.8
we used during the activation there, minus whatever little we would have, or minus whatever little that would have drained sitting here for 2 weeks now. So not bad for an activation, 6.814. Anyway, I guess that's all I got for tonight. Just dropping a check in and be listening along.
6.8 amp hours out of that LiPo 4 battery. That's not bad at all. I think we were busy for about 3 hours. So you could probably do all day, all night, all day. Very good, sir. And thanks for your check-in tonight. By the way, this is a quick reminder that since it's Sunday night, we'll also be doing the what was previously known as the Sunday night 70 centimeter sideband net, which is now going to be the UHF VHF sideband net at 8 o'clock. Start on 446.125, and once we've secured our check-ins there, migrate to 2 meters on 146.400. All right. Thanks again, Chris. Certainly appreciate your check-in.
No problem. I'll be listening along the VA3WBG.
Very good. And we have, let's see, LBI, KDT, NCA, CJZ, BT, APT, everybody's checking in on YouTube tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyways, let's see if we got any more RF check-ins, and we'll see if we can fill the log. VA3IMW, standing by.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Victor Echo 3, Kilo Delta Tango.
Victor Alpha 3, Papa Delta Echo Mobile.
Okay, as usual, we're going to take the mobile first. Papa Tango.
It's Papa Delta Echo.
Papa Delta Echo. Okay, there you go. Very good. Welcome. And where are you mobiling to at this time of night?
The name here is Erin. I'm VE3ZOE's daughter. We're currently headed downtown Hamilton to go meet my grandma for some coffee.
I kind of recognized the voice and kind of figured it had something to do with coffee, because whenever Tom's out and about, it ends up to be something caffeinated. Certainly appreciate the check-in tonight. Say hello to Tom for us as well.
He says you can put him in for a second. He's driving right now.
All right, adding MQ to the log. Thank you very much. Any traffic tonight?
No traffic. It seems to be moving pretty good downtown. So, and you can also put VA3CDU in there. She's also in the car with us.
All right, that's a threefer. Thank you very much. Certainly appreciate it. Okay, let's go back up to the top. Albert, you're first in the row there, VA3BT.
Good evening, Mac, and everybody on frequency. Yeah, not too much to report here. Today wasn't too bad of a day. Got a little bit of stuff done outside, but yeah, we'll wait for better weather for the rest. Other than that, just a general check-in. We'll hand it back over to you there, Mac. VA3BT.
Very good, sir. And I'm not going to say anything about a city that begins with B. All right. Let's see. Next in here is VE3KDT. How's the work coming along with the drones?
Good evening. Funny enough, you mentioned that. I did go out today, did give it a test, got everything running. Unfortunately, I forgot the other part to my drone hobby, which was tuning them. And so it just kind of flutters and flops whenever I cut the power and try and come down from altitude. So that's going to be another issue to work out. Many attempts to fix it. I had them locked in and done pretty good before, but you got to do it for each quad, and I don't remember how to do it properly.
Oh, good. There you go. Another hobby that needs to turn some screws and fix this and fix that. Yeah, I remember back in the 90s when the major hobby was fishing, and All our boating guys, they said that a boat is a hole in the water that you pour money into. In order to keep your boat afloat, you had to learn how to turn screws on a regular basis. So it kind of sounds like drones are a similar situation.
Very much so. I try to stay away from the water with it as much as possible, but yeah, every time, especially if you start racing them and doing the other stuff, you're going to crash. I smashed mine into the ground a couple times already, and still holding up pretty strong. All the frames are carbon fiber and everything else that way, but I've broken cameras, arms, motors, props are a dime a dozen. I think I got a box of it downstairs. You just touch anything and they explode because of plastics. But yeah, it's good fun. As for the tuning, that's actually all computer-wise. The whole flight controller, it doesn't. I'm not actually controlling the surfaces. It's I'm telling the craft where I want it to go, and it's trying to figure that out. So it's along the software for that needs to be tuned.
Well, that doesn't sound like much fun at all. Believe it or not, I had an opportunity to fly a Bell helicopter, the Glanford helicopters that used to run the CHML traffic reports and all the rest of that stuff. I took a 3-year sabbatical between high school and college, worked at Hamilton Airport. And because I was such a great fuel specialist in servicing Glanford helicopters, I had more than one opportunity to go up and fly with the guys. And yeah, I think seat of the pants is a lot more fun than point and shoot. Anyways, I digress. Thanks for your check-in tonight, Noel. And let me know if you got any other traffic for us tonight.
VE3MW.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were picking up the next one there in between me or if you need to say something.
Yeah, I want to finish with you. I'll bring Tom in then.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's kind of interesting. I'll have to talk to you some other time about aircraft and everything else. That's actually quite been my hobby. It's one of the reasons I got into drones. Can't afford a pilot's license, but I love that feeling of flying. But other than that, I will stop droning on and let you pick up the next one.
I see what you did there. Very well. Okay. Thanks, Noel. And Tom, bring it in, VE3MQ.
Any gas in the truck?
I got gas yesterday. I probably should have waited for today. I bought it $1.21. I saw it down to $1.19 this evening.
Yeah, 170.
There you go. Yeah. It's kind of like playing the stock market these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I paid $1.07 the other day.
Yeah, I thought once or twice about driving out to Hagersville. It would have been less than $1.10, but not sure if it would have been worth the drive. So I start doing a calculation in my head about how much you're saving per liter and how far you got to drive and how long it's going to take. So yeah, sometimes it's worth it and sometimes it isn't. Anyways, where's the 117 right now?
It Tisdale in Main Street or King Street. Yeah, I paid $1.70 the other day up at the res. It cost me $86 to fill my truck from empty.
Oh, you have a little tank.
I have a little tank.
Yeah, mine's 136 liters.
And it's bigger than my tank.
Okay, it's a medium-sized tank. Very good. Size doesn't matter anyways. When they're full, they're full. When they're empty, they're expensive.
Oh, that's what the wife said.
Uh-huh.
There you go. Okay, so
Thanks, Tom, and everybody gets a chance to go out and get their tanks filled up while the prices are down over the weekend. Because goodness knows it'll be back at $1.30. Because morning gas is definitely more expensive than evening gas. The pirates are out there. All right. I think that's the end of my list. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. Let's see if we got any more RF check-ins to go through tonight. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by.
VA3ZOE. Victor Echo 3, India Uniform, come on. Victor Alpha 3, Delta Charlie Sierra.
Okay, there's 3. We'll take them in that order. Chuck, Bill, and Dave. Charles, come on in. How was your radio day today? A little better band conditions.
Hey, good evening, Mac, and everyone else on the net. You know what? I didn't play radio today. I was busy playing with music and my equipment here that mixes music and software and so on. Oh, before I forget, VE3KDT, you should look up Huey if you want any tips on drone maintenance. Huey's call is VE3DJZ. Look him up on QRZ. I think his email is good there. He can probably help you out. Yeah, so no radio yet today. Been busy doing other stuff, and as well as what I mentioned. So yeah, it was nice to I was kind of listening, but I didn't really touch the dials very much. So, one of those days.
Oh, QSL. Yep, I managed to get through groceries earlier today and spent a little bit of time in the afternoon poking around on 20 meters. Managed to pick up some new parks and even swung low in the band and picked up some new CW contacts. So everything was working good. And yeah, that's a good chance for you to throw a quick ad in for the Oopsie Net for tomorrow night.
Speaking of Oopsie, I forgot to mention I did make 2 contacts, 2 or 3 today, with whatever parks on the air were happening or state QSO parties there. Yeah, tomorrow is Monday night, and that's the accidental net or Oopsie net, as some like to call it. 7 o'clock on the ZOE repeater, and I will be your net controller, VA3ZOE.
Okie dokie. Very good. And obviously this net meets 4 times a week on this repeater, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then Thursday we slip over to the simplex frequency of 446.125. It's kind of our go-to place for simplex. Same place we start at 8 p.m. for the Sunday night 70 centimeter sideband net, also now known as the UHF VHF sideband net. Starting at 8 o'clock on 446.125, once we've secured our check-ins, migrating to 2 meters on 146.400. All right, Chuck, anything else before we go?
I just looked up Huey's call there on QRZ, and it looks like his email is good. It's his call sign at gmail.com. VE3DJZ at gmail.com. So, yeah, looking forward to the sideband portion of the net there later, and I'll see you there.
All righty, very good. And let's go over and say hello to Will I Am, VE3IUK. Go ahead.
Good evening, Matt. Good evening to all on the frequency. I had good intentions of getting out today. I never made it. I have an outdoor antenna on the back porch. It's just a 445 element beam that points straight at the repeater about 8 feet off the ground. So the coax on the window, and just using the handheld right now to access the repeater. We'll get something better hooked up tomorrow. So
You sound like yourself, but when I did check you on direct, I heard nothing, absolutely nothing. That's really strange. Are you downstairs with the HT, or are you up on the second floor?
So I'm downstairs with the HT, but I'm using the outdoor antenna that's pointed at the repeater.
Okie doke. Okay, strange that I don't have a copy on you on direct. Anyways, not to worry. You sound fine in through the repeater.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, as I say, intended to get out today, but I got doing other stuff. I had a laptop here I was trying to fix, and it's being a real pain in the butt. It doesn't want to restart. It just wants to start from cold boot. So got a couple other things we're going to try with it, but got busy doing some other stuff. What else have I got? Oh, I ordered an extra whip and an extra ribbon cable for the Pack 12 antenna. And thanks for the link to the coil. I'm going to pull the trigger on that and order that as well to put in my kit, so we'll be able to work 80 meters. So appreciate that, Mac. That's it for now. Back to you.
Yes, sir. I'm not sure that coil gets you anywhere close to perfect resonance with the Pack 12, but it certainly does increase the electrical length and gets you close. Also, the nice thing is that you're able to work 60 meters, and I'm really sure with the use of the rheostat on the factory coil, when you stack them, you can really get close to resonance. So both 60 and 80 meters become available to you with the Pack 12. Yeah, good bunch of gear there. And did the alternate whip, did you get the 17-footer?
Oh, no, I already have a 17-footer. What I did was I got an extra, what is it, 8-foot or whatever it is. I got an extra one of them to throw into my kit, just so when I'm out there, that one breaks, I have an extra.
Okay, QSL. I use the 17-footer all the time. So it's nice and convenient, working 40 meters. It's 6 sections. 20 meters is 6 sections minus 4 inches. And then the usual modifications as you go down through the band. So you kind of get used to working with it all. And I find the 17-foot whip a little bit sturdier, so it doesn't pull apart as easy. Actually, I've never had any failures with this one, and from that standpoint, I'm going to keep using it.
Okay, just a quick, 2 quick comments before I move on. When I get to, well, maybe I'll get those measurements off you again. And do you use a tuner with that at all?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. My biggest day in activating, I went to Binbrook Conservation Area. I threw the antenna up, and I did exactly that height setting and the normal rheostat setting for 40 meters. I went back and checked the match without the tuner, and it was less than 1.2 to 1. And then when I moved to 2 meters, it was flat. So that day, I was able to run exactly without a tuner, and 248 contacts in the log from the single park setting. When I went to another park about a week later, I put up the same settings with the antenna. The only thing I noticed was there's a little bit more moisture in the ground, and I couldn't get less than a 3-to-1 match. So I opted to run with the tuner in line. So every little thing that happens when you set these antennas up, they're not always going to perform in exactly the same way. So you have to be a little bit agile with what you're prepared to do.
Okay, well, sounds good. At least I asked because I've got the AT180 to go with the 706, and we're working on joining those 2 together with something akin to Velcro, but a little bit heavier, which I ordered off Amazon. Anyway, I better not hold things up here. I'll get those measurements off you before I go next time back, and anyways, that's it. Thanks for running it back, and back to you.
Okay, thanks again, Bill. I think that's the bottom of my list. I'll take a quick standby and make sure I haven't missed anybody, but anybody else wants to check in, feel free to give me your call sign now.
DCS.
Oh, geez. Yep. Can you tell I'm running off memory? My log is YouTube. Sorry about that, Dave. VA3DCS, VA3IMW. I don't know how I could possibly forget you. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, Mac, and all on frequency. Yeah, busy, well, kind of a busy day. I wasn't going to do anything this afternoon, and then I decided to take down those seasonal lights, finally got around to it, and then I ended up cleaning up in the garage and breaking down some cardboard boxes, and what else did I do? Oh, I cleaned my camera that's facing out front, and that took me until about 3:45.
That's okay, Dave. You're among friends. You can call them Christmas lights, and as long as you're not in the trailer park, yeah, you do have to take them down sooner or later.
Yes, I know. It was like, okay, and I'm thinking it's a nice day out there, so I didn't freeze my hands off, and it was actually warm because of the sun, so it was worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a beautiful day. Nice warm temperatures. And all of that foreboding about the weather that we were going to get today. Because they gave us, the severe rain and flooding and all the rest of that stuff. Thank goodness we had good old Lake Ontario to help divide the weather. So most of the Sunday storm activity actually stayed below Lake Erie, and we were nice and warm and dry here today. Hoping that the warm and dry stuff holds up for a few days. I hear they're talking about some other stuff happening on Wednesday or Thursday, but nonetheless, weathermen, they always lie. Look at that. I saw a funny on the web a couple of days ago. A guy said, "I thought I would start to date a weather girl. At least that way, I'd be dating somebody, dating a woman that's not always right." Anyways, any other traffic before we pick up a few more there, Dave?
No, just yeah, we got the dogs out finally. They didn't get out at all yesterday, and got them out to what's called Centennial Park, which is right at the end of Canal Park here in town, and let them run around in that field for a while. So we had to keep the leashes on them, and yeah, that was good.
Oh yes, yeah. Even our dog here, really enjoying taking a longer stretch out of doors, tearing around the backyard like it's a brand new day. Anyways, thank you very much, Dave. Certainly appreciate your check-in. Again, my apologies for a little mental slip there. All right, this is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey on behalf of the Lake Ontario Radio Club. And it's now 7:28. Lots of time for some more check-ins here. Anybody, anywhere, I am listening.
Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo, India.
Okay, Larry and somebody doubled underneath them. Doubling station, Quebec.
VA3ZOE.
Oh, you didn't. You weren't sure you were going to make it in. Thanks for rushing. We'll get to some of what your post said, but we'll start with Larry. VE3LBI. Go ahead.
Yep, thanks, Mac. Hello, everybody on the net tonight. Dropped down and saw Vanya today. He actually had the couple pieces that will fit this radio, so it kind of worked out well. And then I drove across town and stopped and saw Garnett, so you get the crimpers there for my power poles.
Oh, very radio day. Oh, very good. And at least the leftover bits and pieces from the Vanya can't put smoke back into the radio project will come in handy for someone.
Yep, absolutely. So I haven't had the opportunity to try them. I spent a little bit of time this afternoon, and I guess I programmed it about maybe 20, 25 into the menu on this little radio. So all manually I did it. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah. The icon menus seem to be somewhat intuitive, so they're not that tough to migrate. And I prefer to program all my radios in a field programming style. I've never used Chirp or any other computer programming software for my radios. Every time I add something or delete it, it's always manually. Not that it's mandatory, but it's good practice, because when you're out there and doing the things, you don't necessarily have a computer or a interface cable. So you have to be able to be agile, think on your feet, and make the appropriate adjustments as you go. Very good, Larry. And have you had that radio out for a test drive for any extensive period of time?
No, just here. It's on the base. Not putting it in the vehicle for a while yet. I'll wait until different temperatures where I can get some, time to run the wiring to where I want and all the rest of it. But by the way, Vanya showed me his little present inside the garage too. That's quite a little looking nice little beast in there.
OMG. That is a sweet ride. Yes. Did he tell you the story of us firing it up?
I think you did. One of the nets or whatever we were talking, and I heard you saying about it. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah, quite a little nice little piece of equipment. Other than that, no, Mac, I have not done anything with this radio. I have actually back on low power, only pushing 4 watts, I guess, out of it. So no point pushing it up to the top end. I don't need to.
Yeah, it's certainly doing a good job here. You're full quieting into the repeater and then S9 across the hill. Very good. Thank you very much, sir.
Yep. Okay, Mac. Thanks for picking me up. Wade's in behind me there, so I'll let you get him. VE3ZOE.
All right. And yeah, Wade, come on in. I thought of you today as I made contact with Whiskey Alpha 2 Delta Echo. His name is Wade Nile. He has a slightly different accent, though. And I reread your post on YouTube, and the YT was what had me going, and then I kind of realized you were talking about YouTube. Anyways, those youngsters and their short forms. VA3NCA, VA3IMW. Go ahead, sir.
VA3IMW, VA3NCA. Yeah, between the youngsters with their short forms and the oldsters with theirs, like Tango Uniform and Uniform Romeo or Romeo RR. Anyways, yep, we all have our own short forms that we play around with no matter the age. Yeah, I did make it down to the radio, obviously, clearly, but I did listen along earlier on the YouTube there. We had a bit of a later dinner than usual, but I am now at the desk, and we'll hang around for the 8 o'clock UHF VHF sideband net. Other than that, I guess radio conditions are pretty junky right now. The only radio I did actually do is I started to play around with my little Poda radio. That's 6100, and I knew some people had this experience. I had not had it yet until today. There are circumstances where it may crash and stay and transmit, which is awful. I've had it crash before, but it always just reset when I pushed the button and held it in. Not so this time, so I just went on a key down for the whole time, and so I had to disassemble it to be able to pull the connector for the internal battery. I guess I could have just let it sit there and heat the room while it burnt battery and leave it disconnected. It seemed like as good a time as any to do that, and that's what I've done. So it is working now on an external battery, which is the only way I run it anyways. If you use the internal battery, you only get 5 watts out of it, and with an external you get 10. So I figure I always use it with an external anyhow, so I'm not really missing out on anything, and it seems safer to me to run it without that battery pack. If it goes nuts, I can just pull the plug from the external and get control over it again. Anyways, that's the first for this radio for me, although I've heard other people have had that experience. So anyways, I've now rectified that.
Okay, and does the internal battery also maintain the memory, or is there another itty-bitty battery that does that?
Yeah, it has a little lithium battery, a little tiny thing, like a non-rechargeable for the CMOS style info. Also, some of it gets stored on the SSD card, which is non-volatile. The lithium-ion cells that it has internally that I disconnected are just to run the radio and the PA on it. So I can do that with the external, just plug it in and out. So that seems to work just fine.
Have you got space to slip in a an extra circuit with a external switch for on-off, just so you can reconnect the battery, but have a disconnect switch for the battery?
Yeah, that's the alternate plan, actually. There's 4 wires for this battery, though, and there's no schematic, so I'm pretty sure I know which one to interrupt. I'm going to drop for a second. Okay, I'm back. I just had a cough there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know which one to disconnect. I think the other 2 are probably just, voltage monitoring leads. And I do intend to find a convenient spot to put a small hole to mount a switch, and then wire in an interruption to that, to the red wire, just to be able to kill the power from outside the case. That's the more involved plan eventually to do. I got to find an appropriate switch that's low profile enough that it'll sit on the side without getting caught on anything, and also one that can do at least probably 4 to 5 amps, just to give a good safety margin above the maximum draw, which is somewhere around 3 amps. So I figure, add 20 or 30% on top of that. So I got to find an appropriate switch, and then I got to just do a little bit more research on which of the wires I want to interrupt. But I'm pretty sure it's the red one, and I'm pretty sure the other ones are just sensor lines. But there's no schematic, so I kind of have to figure it out from whatever online sources I can find. So, but eventually I do intend to have a switch so that I don't have to run it with the thing just simply disconnected.
Oh, very good. And you got a good career ahead of you on bomb disposal. Do they always cut the red wire?
Yeah, that's right. There's one of the funniest MASH episodes, I think. I don't know if you ever watched MASH, but the one where a bomb dropped in the middle of the hospital, and no bomb disposal units were available, so they called upon the doctors to do it, and they did it like a surgery with radar in the background reading out the bomb disposal instructions from the Army, and right at the end they say, cut the red wire, and so they cut the red wire, and then he says, but first, and they look at each other and they all run away, and the bomb goes off, but it turns out it's a propaganda bomb, and it just litters North Korean propaganda pamphlets all over the camp. But yeah, that's always the joke at work now. It's when you're following instructions, cut the red wire and then snip, but first.
Yeah, QSL. We had tests and exams in various courses where the instruction for taking the test was to read all the instructions first. And you get down to the last line, it says ignore all the other instructions and simply apply your name and the date to the top left corner. Yep, And if you did anything else, you failed the test.
Yeah, I've heard those ones too. That's it's pretty funny. It's always a good idea to review all the instructions before you start.
Yep, but that kind of training never really took, because ham operators get a brand new radio. They'll tear it out of the box, plug it in, turn it on, and get on the air. The instruction manual, be damned.
Yeah, that's half the fun, is trying to figure out, why it doesn't work the way it should, and then you realize later on that they explained to you why. But you've got hard-won experience now, and that's probably better than having read it anyway. Yep. So, yeah, this radio is back up and running right now. I'm just wandering around the bands and listening to it. I don't have the end caps back on, so it's still mostly disassembled, but it's assembled enough to be functional without the internal battery. So that part seems to have been successful. And I guess I'll find some time to locate an appropriate switch, and then find it's pretty compact, so it might be difficult to find a spot to put a switch. But I think I've identified a location, so I'll give it a shot and see what I can do with it. But yeah, I always thought that if it ever happened to me, I would install a switch so that it didn't, so I didn't have to disassemble it to regain control of it. But here we are.
Okay, interesting thought. Because my brick radio, the little tiny QRP rig, it had kind of both. It had a switch to switch. It was a 3-position switch, so that you could switch between onboard battery and external power source. And the center position was power off. And obviously, if you had a switch of that, I don't know. The other opportunity is a different connector for your input power, and I'm not sure whether your input power is a harnessed connector or whether it's a some kind of a 3.5-inch plug or something like that that would interrupt a battery source with bringing in your external power. Anyways, I'll let you figure out the details there. How are you doing with your 7100 get up and go box?
It's still sitting on my shelf. I got some parts on order to make more progress on that. I did do a test cut of a front panel layout, and I've already realized that the solar connectors, they weren't cut big enough. So I'll drill them out a little bit manually, but I'll have to keep that in the plan going forward for the next revision. Eventually, when I get everything right and laid out properly, I will do it in acrylic. But right now, I'm just doing it in 3/16 plywood for now, which is going to be fine to just make sure I didn't miss anything. And of course, I just found out I missed something. So I have no space right now to place the front panel of the tuner that I'm going to put in. It's not really awful because I could just push the tune button on the radio and have it do its thing, but it kind of is annoying to me that the controls that are available aren't exposed in this plan. So I'm going to have to find a layout that'll at least let me include the front end of the LDG tuner that I have. What I found out about the LDG tuner when I replaced the chip, when Larry asked them about the new firmware version and they mailed out a chip, I got one of them as well. And when I dug into it to replace the chip, I realized the front panel actually is on a ribbon cable to everything else. So it could be dismounted and then mounted somewhere else. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'll leave the body of the tuner somewhere else in the radio or in the box, and I'll bring the head of the tuner out to the front panel somewhere. Still to find the real estate for that, but yeah, that's a project that's still in the works. So we'll give that a shot. And the power on this radio, it is a barrel connector for external power, but it also does double duty as the charger for the internal battery. So you feed it 12 volts, and it either runs the radio if the radio's on, or if the radio's off, it charges the internal battery through that port. And everything else is soft power, so you push and hold a button, but the chip, the CPU has to be functioning properly, not crashed, otherwise it can't shut down the power of the radio. So that's why I kind of need an old physical interruption of power. So yeah, I think the best thing to do is just interrupt the internal battery, and then I can unplug any externals. So I got a plan. I just got to make sure I got the right, I don't explode the propaganda bomb on me.
Okay, last comment before I go. That brings to mind a external solution for disconnect of the battery in the internal battery. So if you find yourself a small, compact disconnect switch, so pretty much the same as the little itty bitty switches. Sometimes you have to use a pen or a pin in order to go in and reset something. When you press that button down, sometimes with a pin, it disconnects the supply temporarily. So if you were able to go in there and poke that switch downwards, it would disconnect the internal battery long enough to disconnect and shut down the radio. There's another option. Anyways, thanks for your check-in tonight, Wade. We'll look forward to hearing you on 70 centimeters and 2 meters on sideband and anything else.
No, that's it for me for now. I'll pass it back to you, and you can pick up any last call stations, and then I will see you again at 8 o'clock on the sideband net.
Very good. Thanks for the topic as well. Challenging discussion there. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by for any further check-ins for the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. Recheck. That's a KDT recheck and an IUK recheck. In that order. Noel, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick one there for Wade. If he's looking for those, like a really tiny switch that holds enough amperage, stumbled across a bunch building lightsabers for my kid. I think I may even have one around still. I think it's rated for like 10 or 15 amps or something like that. But they're just tiny. It's the battery cutoff for the main LEDs for the light strip. But yeah, other than that, also MASH is a very near and dear to me. I did all the overnight feedings with my boys when they were newborns, and MASH was what I watched with my youngest. The oldest was Dilly Sketch. But that's about it. Back to you.
All right, Wade, there you go. You've got some opportunity to pick up a switch from Noel. And let's bring in Will I Am with his recheck.
Yeah, just a quick comment. You're talking about hams not going through the manual. I guess they don't follow the RTFM directive. Yeah, I had to throw that in there, Mac.
Yeah, well, you know what? When I got, well, I can talk about a couple of radios, but they come with a manual, which you look at, and there's not a whole lot of information, and it says that the entire manual is available online for download in PDF format. And then I had that brief experience where Paul, VE3PDL, and I went over to visit Art, Kilo Charlie something or other, and he had a manual for his FT891, and I swear the book was heavier than the friggin' radio, and that's where I said, oh geez, Yezu menus, oh yeah, I said a lot of stuff. Anyways, I backed away from the table really quickly. And yeah, manuals and radio equipment. It's easier to go on YouTube and find out somebody else who already has worked through the more difficult stuff. So when I brought home the Yaesu 891, I wanted to solidify our audio settings. I went to YouTube rather than trying to apply through the manual in order to figure out how to set that up properly. So I had a good audio signature. Anyways, RTFM, if you have to. And you know, of course, you should ask directions as well, right? No.
Yeah, well, I'm sort of this. I'm sort of the same as everybody else. I sort of tear into it and learn by the seat of my pants, which I find much better. And actually, it seems to think it better than having to try to flip through manual and go from one page to another. And I do find that occasionally, because a lot of our stuff is made in another part of the world, that sometimes the translation to English leaves a lot to be desired. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there, Mac. Good evening. Thanks a lot for doing it.
All right, QSL. Yeah, there's a story in there as well. My first mobile radio off of AliExpress, and the instruction manual that I tried to read, trying to tell me how to program stations into it. And I finally gave up in disgust and emailed the guys back and said, this thing is a fancy paperwork weight because I can't program this, that, and the other. And they sent me my money and didn't want it back. So it's still operating today. I figured out later on how to do it, but wasn't because I read the manual. Anyways, any last minute check-ins here? It's 7:51. We got to get over to sideband and get the radio warmed up. VA3NFL, I see you've checked in on YouTube. Anyways, I will stand by for any further RF check-ins.
Finally, Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo uniform.
Yes, Thomas, we've been long in the tooth. Go ahead.
Trying to get in between the gaps when there wasn't any. Anyways, yeah, I got myself in there, Mac. Yeah, good evening to you and everybody else on the net here. Just turned the radio on the last 15 minutes there and was listening in, so wanted to add an extra beat to the pot there.
Oh, very good. Very good. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate that as well. And certainly. Good signal coming across the lake tonight. Very good. And how's the retirement stuff going? And the cycling, walking, late moonlight walks, and all the rest of that stuff.
Everything is falling in place there. Yeah, I got so far I got 71 kilometers 4 rides on my bicycle. Of course, too cold yet to ride, but got a couple of days in where it was warmer. And yeah, still walking and doing other things around the house, getting stuff done, and doing among other things. So, okay, that's about it, and nothing else going on at this end. So I'll pass it back to you and see if there's any last minute check-ins there, Max.
Okay, Thomas, thank you very much. And yeah, just don't forget to join us on the sideband as well. We're going to start on 446.125. Once we firm up our check-ins there, migrate down to 2 meters, 146.400. Any other RF check-ins?
Check me in that. VA3NFL.
There you go. Grassy has been heard from. VA3NFL, VA3IMW. Sounding mighty fine. Did you keep that FT891? Are you still using that?
I still got it. The only reason I got it is for those settings you sent me. I want to take a damn hammer to it.
Yeah, and I got those settings off of YouTube because, I learned early on that out of the box, the audio settings were crap. Anyways, that's a really good setup for the radio. Oh, very good, Al. And looking forward to some warmer weather so you can get out and cut grass and drink beer.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, I really am.
And what's for dinner tonight?
Get some spicy hot dogs and potato skins.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I picked up a big slab of ground pork and a bunch of red and yellow peppers, and my stuffed peppers are in the oven. So I'm going to have myself a real feast there. So looking forward to that as well. All right. As long as the good woman keeps you fed and alive, then we'll be able to hear from you down the log.
Oh yeah, the only reason I got married.
Oh, I'm sure there was other reasons there too.
Can't eat my own cooking. Never could.
Well, if you were the last man standing, you wouldn't be standing very long.
I don't know, I just phoned down to Gino's Pizza. Might cost me a fortune, but hey.
Oh, there you go. Okay, Al, certainly appreciate the check-in. Have yourself a good evening. And, oh, by the way, today is Sunday, if you need to remember.
I usually forget it around Thursday. I'm waiting for the net to come on and it hits me. You guys are out simplex, but I'm working on it. Your YouTuber thing is going pretty good. It's like a 2-second delay. I watched that Callum fellow out there in England. He's like 4-second delay, that guy. So you gotta work on that.
Well, I guess you have to have a good audio feed, and if you have the opportunity to get hardwired, it's a lot quicker. So obviously, if he's out at a park, there's going to be a huge delay because it's going to go through whatever Wi-Fi he's using and through internet repeaters and all the rest of that stuff. But yeah, if you can get an Ethernet cable set up for all of that, then it really minimizes it. Thanks again, Al. I'll take a quick standby, see if we got any last second check-ins here before we migrate over to sideband. All right, nothing heard there. Thanks everybody for checking in tonight for the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. I'm going to quickly migrate over to the UHF VHF sideband net, and we'll catch you on 446.125 upper sideband to start with at 8 p.m. And we'll bring this net to a close. Thanks, Terry, VE3IQL, for the use of this repeater. And we'll bid you all 7-3s and good night to turn this repeater back to normal amateur use. All right, that brings the net to a close. 7-3s. That's how we say good night.
Raymond, I want to, Max.
QSL.
Okay, I ain't got sideband, so I'll be listening for